Hi, I'm Jay Thomas from Jay Thomas Auto, and welcome to another update at the Swap Shop, our first one for 2022. I got Tyson Burr here with me, who's doing lots of work on all the stuff we got in here. We got some new projects to talk about. We previewed them in like the last video, but there wasn't really anything done yet, so we're gonna talk about where you guys have gotten to.
Yeah, totally.
Awesome. Hey, we gotta say happy birthday to Russ, who's down in the US right now, but it was like, what, 2 days ago, whatever it was?
Yesterday it was,
and happy birthday, guy, and you should have seen, there's a picture of him on like Facebook. There's a rack of ribs like this big.
I think it was the whole pig or cow. I don't know, it must have been pork, but it must have been the whole pig.
He had a pretty good birthday supper in Vegas, so happy birthday, Russ, and hope you enjoy your time down there. Let's take a look at some of the new stuff. We're going to start with this right behind us because I guess we can say that there's a pair of Camaros in here that we haven't managed to get anywhere yet. But it's because of like everything is backed up and parts are hard to get and everything, right?
It's tough right now, but right now we're just waiting on parts for this one still. So we're starting to grit our teeth on it. But.
Yeah. A couple of beauties in here that are still on hold, waiting for parts, but a little bit of progress on some other ones too. Okay, Tyson, so we're going to start over in the corner here. We'll get to the cars and the trucks and stuff in a moment, but down here, this is the bike you've been working on.
This is it,
Holy crap.
I took some time off over Christmas and kind of hauled ass on it. Got a crooked exhaust pipe here. It's going to drive me nuts. It's not quite mounted. So, anyway,
it's still a work in progress. That's cool.
Yeah, it's still a work in progress, but I actually got some photos taken of it today. I guess like big vote for the competition I'm in with this thing is next week.
Awesome.
So I've kind of been hauling ass, took a week off over Christmas and got a lot of stuff done on this so that it looks more like a bike for photos for the vote for this competition that I'm in.
Now, what's it called?
It's called Built Well People's Champ.
Okay.
The show that the competition is for is called Born Free, and it's in like Los Angeles area in June. So it's sort of like it's like the, I don't know what you'd call it, the Stanley Cup of choppers. I don't know.
Yeah, that's cool.
A big deal.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So if you make it to the top, 6?
Yep.
Then you get to go down there and be one of the finalists.
Yeah.
Take the bike, you go yourself.
Yep.
And get to kind of, compete in the very end of this whole thing.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I just one step closer to maybe winning it. I can still bring the bike down if I don't make it into the top 6, but it would be a lot more fun if I was a finalist.
So we actually did a little video on the making of this tank, but that's your fuel tank there, right?
Yeah, and the fuel actually runs through the backbone.
Sweet.
And the petcock is hiding, well, it's not yet, but it's hiding in the seat post.
There's a little trick with this back fender too, right?
Yeah, the back fender actually, well, as you can tell there, it's got a cap in it. And that is for oil. So
awesome.
These bikes, usually the oil is here, but I think it looks really great without having an oil tank there. So I built it into the fender.
And last time I saw this, like you hadn't even done like pedals and stuff. You've made a lot of progress here. Holy crap.
Yeah, I got quite a bit. I did the clutch side on this side. It's kind of neat. It's actually just a chain that's rigid mounted to the frame, and then you push down like that.
Look at that.
And that engages the clutch. So it's kind of out of the box, a little bit wild, wacky and weird, but I'm really excited with where it's going so far.
It's all about building a custom bike, so you got to do some cool stuff.
Exactly, yeah.
This is apparently your seat.
And that is the seat. Well, I'm like not set on it. I'm not set on it yet. I might get a fabric one made, but it'll be the same size if I do.
Cool.
But I'd like to get that chromed. I think it would be really neat to have a chrome seat.
Okay, Tyson, over to the 53 GMC that we got over here as well. And last time we saw this truck, there was nothing in it. I mean, it was just basically a chassis and the body.
Yeah, I guess it's been a while since the last video. But yeah, we since then, so we got the motor and trannier in. We had to modify the engine mounts and build some transmission mounts to make it work, but got it in.
Well, you were worried about back here because there's been some custom work done already. You can sort of see back there a little bit. And we'll poke around in here and show you because somebody already had built a bit of a custom tunnel down there.
Yeah, it's really, really well done.
Really cool. But you were worried it wasn't going to fit.
Yeah, It actually ended up being a little bit, if you can see here in the video, in the cab, we actually did have to cut a little bit out of here to get it a little bit of room.
Yep.
But it all fit quite a bit better than we thought.
Sweet.
Because we ended up putting a 6L80 instead of a 4L80 in here, which is a bit bigger of a transmission.
Yep.
But yeah, motor tranny's in. Jason finished the exhaust this week.
Headers over there. Look at that. Yeah.
And it's
wiring.
Fuel systems ran. The wiring harness is 99% done. So that we actually built a standalone out of like a factory harness. So that was really exciting to do that.
Sweet.
So yeah, we're just basically waiting to flash the computer, and then we'll be firing this thing for the first time next week is the plan.
Look at this. So that's exhaust right now. It's not going to stay that way, but it is going to exit out the side.
Yeah, so we'll end up cutting it basically flush here. Yep. And then we're undecided whether we'll make like a nice little aluminum kind of piece to clean it up, or if we'll just weld it. We've kind of been tossing some ideas around without coming up to a solid conclusion yet, but.
Cool.
Yeah.
Is this truck staying, do you think, like with this patina?
I really hope so.
Yeah, it's really cool.
It's really hard to find trucks like this that have this patina.
But they're still solid.
Yeah, it's still a very solid truck, but I guess living its whole life in the desert, it'll do that, so.
And it's done some work, as you can see from
yeah.
that. But I mean, like, this is awesome. Look at the chassis under here.
The farmer who bought this thing off the lot back in the day is probably rolling over in his grave right now.
Very cool.
Yeah, we're really excited.
You got a column in here, right? And a shifter. That was all kind of not here before. So.
The column actually came with the truck, but the shifter we did. So it's got this really nice low-car shifter in it.
That's sweet.
Yeah, we're really excited with where this truck's, how far it's came.
No doubt, and probably have it running like pretty quick here.
Yeah, I'm hoping for early next week, but we got a couple like small odds and ends, and those usually take longer than you hope. But we'll see how it goes.
Let's go behind you now, because over here, we were calling it a 76. It's in fact a 78. We figured it out. This is the Pinto wagon with that awesome stripe kit on it, right? And the bubble window in the back, all from factory.
Yeah.
A Saskatchewan car. Somebody made a comment that they think it's from around Weyburn.
It could be, yeah.
So somebody made a comment on one of our videos and said, hey, I've seen a car like that around Weyburn. It was around Weyburn for forever, yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
So that's pretty cool. But we are synced with was it a V6? I think it was a 2.8 V6, something like that.
Yeah, it might have even been a 4-cylinder. I think they came with both 4-cylinder and a V6.
But we've got a Cobra.
Yeah,
5 liter.
This is a motor out of a Fox body. It's aluminum heads. It's got a cam. It's apparently stroked to 347, and it's actually getting this beautiful Pro Charger that's all covered in tape, so I don't scratch it up. But it's getting Pro Charged, which is
that beauty.
Pretty wild. It's a really, really beautiful piece.
Awesome.
So that's, it's a really, really exciting project for us. Requires lots of work. I guess lots of guys would have done it a number of years ago. Guys did the swap, brain fart. And they all sort of have a different way of doing it, of like what you do with exhaust and whether you have to cut the firewall or not, and so on and so forth.
Let's have a peek in here, because we did do that, right?
We did end up cutting just a little bit out of the firewall to get the bell housing in.
But like that's just way back in there. That doesn't really affect anything. The dashboard's still going to fit back into this thing.
Yep. Right? A heater core, dash will all fit. That was just to get the tiny little bit of clearance we needed.
Where you're still kind of scratching your head and you got some figuring to do is way up here, because that up there, that bar is just to hold frame all together, because we had like rad support come out of it, right?
Yep.
Just to get everything in properly. But you got sort of like the front of the engine up here.
Yeah. Well, the Pro Charger brings everything forward quite a bit. Like it gives us, it brings it, quite far forward, and also all the way to the side here. The Pro Charger sits about here. So it gets tricky to figure out how to run like a radiator in there and then an intercooler yet.
Yep.
So
and you got fans and
yeah. So we're lucky we have found a really nice rad that's quite small with built-in fans that we'll be running, and then we're gonna build a tubular crossmat oh man, brain doesn't work so good today. We'll be building a tubular rad support to bring it all together, and the customer wants to have a really nice engine base, so we're gonna clean it up real nice for him and do some nice fab work. And yeah, it'll be a really neat car. It should be an absolute monster. I think it'll be about 550 horse.
And we figure the drive shaft, well, drive shaft's gonna have to be custom anyways, but rear end is gonna hold together for that?
Well, we're not sure what we're gonna be doing yet. The customer wanted to mini tub it and get a little crazy with that. So we're not sure yet whether we'll do that, because that's a huge expense.
Yep.
And it's not like you could you can't just like buy a kit from somewhere and then cut and weld here.
Right.
It's something we have to engineer and do it all here. So we haven't got a for sure answer on whether that's the move or not, but I think the old 7.5 inch diff that's in the back there probably wouldn't hold on for too long with that much power, but lots of people say that they've done it, so.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, some pretty cool stuff in here. I mean, the Pinto is awesome, the GMC truck, these are gonna turn out great. We should mention, if you've got a project and you're maybe at a spot where you're a little stuck and you need some help, or you do have something that you want totally reworked, you guys can help me here at the swap shop, right?
Yeah, we'll do it all, really. Anything from fixing brakes and tuning a carb to get something ready for summer.
Yep.
Or paint, do the whole thing. We got the resources to make it all happen.
Yeah.
So.
But if you're just like, at the point where maybe you're a body guy, but you're not so great with the motor stuff, you'd like some help with that, if it's a little part, a big part, you guys can handle it all.
Absolutely.
You can find more information over on Instagram, Swap Shop SK, right?
Yeah, we have a real Instagram now. I finally did it.
Good stuff, Tyson. Thanks for coming on again.
Absolutely. Thank you, Jay.
You bet. And thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time at the Swap Shop.